Hi everyone and welcome to a very special Christmas/Hanukkah/non-denominational episode of Astrology Roast. My name is Karen.
My name is Itai, and today is not just a special Christmas/Hanukkah/everything episode, it is also a filmed episode. So this is going to be live on our IGTV on Instagram. So if you're watching us right now, hi, I don't even know if I should look at the camera
I know,
or
or at my feet on the floor. I'm a bit uncomfortable with the camera, but having lived with Itai for a couple of years now, I've slowly learned that it's okay. The camera's good.
I do love the camera. I spent many years of my life running away from it. So now I'm like, I'll just
You're
embrace.
embracing it. And so for those that are listening at home, we are filming this in our house. We've got Kanye West, we've got Christmas decorations.
We have a Hanukkah that I'm going to light right now.
For the Americans out there, that's a menorah. So you call that a menorah, we call it a Hanukkah.
Which is what we call it in Hebrew.
Yes, so we've got it all going on visually and audially as well.
Yeah.
Itai, now it's Christmas.
Wow, Christmas. As I mentioned before on the podcast, I always love feeling like I'm in an American movie. That's, I think, one of my top 3 goals of my life. And every day I wake up, I ask myself, how can this day look a little bit more like a Hollywood movie? And last week I was taking the tram in Melbourne and I wanted a pumpkin spice latte, which is, I know, a Halloween thing, but I was having my headphones in and I was listening to All I Want for Christmas Is You. And I do listen to this song, I think, at least once a week during the entire year because I think
At
it's
least.
one of the best. And you can testify, I listen to this song a lot.
Yeah, in the toilet often as well.
In the toilet.
Yeah.
I was on the tram listening to All I Want for Christmas Is You and I saw a Starbucks on the outside of the tram and I was like, perfect, Hollywood movie, headphones in my ears, pumpkin spice latte. So I go into the Starbucks, and this is a first world problem that maybe I should put a survey if people can relate to my pain or not. I go in and I ask her for the lady for a pumpkin spice latte, and she said, sorry, this is an October drink. And I was like, so she said, we don't have it. So I'm like, cool, can I have a chai latte then? Soy chai latte. She goes, yes. I wait for my soy chai and I see a sign that says new holiday spice latte. And I'm like,
So that's the December drink.
yeah, but surely the right thing to do was to tell me we don't have the pumpkin spice latte, but we do have the holiday spice latte.
Yeah, that's messed up. That's messed up she didn't tell you.
I'm like, what? It's 2018. It's almost 2019. Like, you should say these things. Also, I apologize if you can hear
The bells.
my headpiece that I'm wearing. It makes a bell sound. Maybe I should take it off.
No, I think it's good. It adds to the ambiance.
Yeah.
So we are filming this. I'm wearing a Santa Claus hat and you're wearing a reindeer bells hat, which we got for about $8 combined
Yeah.
out there. Sorry to anyone that's an environmentalist that listens to this show. So we've bought very plastic
We'll recycle
things.
this.
We'll I don't know if they... Anyway, we
I
will.
put everything in the recycle bin.
Now,
Nah, I don't. Yeah, Karen.
a lot of people out there are probably thinking, well, what do 2 Jews have to talk about in relation to Christmas? And I think actually Jewish people are great observers of Christmas. We experience it as outsiders, as people on the periphery. In Australia, we are in 33 degrees at the moment, so we experience it on the other side of the world in this weird way where all the films that we watch, you know, including, of course, Second Act, which I'll talk about a little bit later, but all the things that we watch and experience are in the snow, and we're just having a very different experience. So it's been weird for me growing up as a Australian Jew during Christmas. It's a tricky time.
Well, I grew up in Israel, so we didn't even see Christmas. We just had Hanukkah. Christmas to me is completely like nothing happens in December in Israel except for Hanukkah. But here you can see Christmas, like there's trees everywhere. How did you feel growing up? Like,
I felt so existential and confused, but
were
also
you jealous?
envious. I was deeply jealous. So we lived, when I was like maybe 8, we lived next door to these really blonde Christian kids that were running. Well, I don't know if they were actively Christian. They were just kids. But
Yeah.
in my household, everyone was either Jewish or non-Jewish and something to be feared. So we feared them, or we were confused by them. They were just normal children, and they were always being like, oh, you know, Santa's going to give me this for Christmas. And I would point at them and be like, he's not real. He's not real. We're in the Matrix. Like, this is, you know, a fantasy. But I didn't actually say that, but I was feeling that with every fiber of my being. But knowing that they were going to get these sweet ass gifts. And like, what do you get for Hanukkah? You get a bag of stale chocolate coins that your grandmother gives you. And you might get a donut, but you're already probably a chunky
It's
kid,
true.
and you're trying to avoid eating donuts at that stage. So Christmas is always the feeling of I don't have, and
Yeah.
you have.
But
As a
Christmas
Jew.
is also someone's birthday. It is Jesus' birthday. Our former Jew,
Yeah, that's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeshua.
That's
and
right.
a Capricorn. And I think, you know, I know that some people say it's not his original birthday and everything, but I also don't think it's original birthday because I get really an Aquarius vibe from Jesus. And I think that I always say if I was alive when Jesus was alive, I would definitely follow him because, you know, he was so hot and he had this Aquarius like progressive ideas. And I know a lot of people are now, you know, Jesus wasn't white. And then they like Google what Jesus really looked like. And it's always something that looks a little bit like me or like Middle Eastern people. And I'm like, I don't want to know what he looked like. I really like what he looks like right now, even though I think that Middle Eastern men are really good looking. But I think I can relate to Jesus in the way that we both had a lot of disappointed rabbis in our lives.
It's true.
I remember one time when I was in year 10, the head rabbi of my school came in and he gave this beautiful metaphor about our year level. And he said, your year level is like a bag of fresh apples. Some of you are just beautiful apples and fresh and young. And some of you are rotten apples that affect the other apples in the basket.
Okay.
And then he gave my name as an example of a rotten apple. Full
Oh my
name.
God.
Name and last name. And he said, yeah, like Itai, that affects other apples. And I was like, I'm proud. I'm like Jesus.
You're a rotten apple.
I am a rotten
That is
apple.
the silliest, most negative metaphor I've ever heard. And you're a beautiful apple.
Thank
Or
you.
whatever fruit you prefer to be. But I'm horrified to hear that.
Thank you.
So Christmas,
Christmas time.
we're amongst it. And it's a tricky time.
It's a tricky time.
And I think, like, I hear a lot of people that are not Jewish, so friends who have Christmas at the moment, and they always kind of talk about how stressful it is and how neurotic it is, and this cousin doesn't get along with that cousin who's homophobic, and this person's racist, and this person throws this at them. And I always kind of feel like, suck it up a bit, because as Jewish people, we have usually every Friday night or Saturday night, you'll get together with your family.
Yeah.
And it's like having Christmas every single week and having your messed up family meet and fight every single week.
Yeah, we have every single week, and also we have like 5 high holidays that spread out throughout the year, like the New Year's and Passover, and they're all the same. And it's just like some of the most beautiful memories are created on those nights. Like I remember, you know, playing chasey with my 54 cousins, or everyone sleeping together on a mattress. But also, I remember where my grandfather used to buy a live lamb, and we used to play with it for a week. It was in the garden. And then on the night of Passover, we would kill it, and then it will be served for dinner, that little cute little lamb that we played with. And I had my uncle always like take the brains. We would eat the brains like as a symbol on New Year's.
Wow.
And my uncle was like, eat the brains. And that was, you know, good memories and some bad memories.
Wow. That's, yeah, so there's that.
There's that.
There's that. And
My
so
Gemini.
my point being that we are just more desensitized to the crazy happenings of family get-togethers. So anyone out there who isn't sensitized to it, you'll be okay. You just experience it once a year, and you also give each other gifts, which I think that's great and also very stressful. Like I remember, you know, as a Jewish kid, we usually work, or you go and, you know, you'll travel during Christmas because what else do you do? So I was working at the biggest shopping center in the Southern Hemisphere, which is just a massive shopping center. And I remember working, I think, on Boxing Day, which is absolute mayhem when you're in a shopping centre, and seeing people lose their humanity. So I remember seeing firstly, there was a line outside Tiffany's & Co. that was like all the way down to the escalators, and I just didn't understand, like, what sales are you going to get at Tiffany & Co. that are
What do they sell there?
Well, they sell jewellery. It's like a famous jewellery place. And I remember for my bat mitzvah, one of these, my parents' weird friend gave me this Tiffany & Co. thing. And I was opening it up with my friends about...
Fancy.
Yeah, and what was it? It was actually a book called The Guide to Etiquette for Young Girls.
Oh my God, what did it tell you? Did it tell you, like, not to be promiscuous?
Oh, I think, stuff like that, how to kind of behave and how to be. And I'm like, we learn this from the womb. So, I mean, this is stupid. And like, anyway, so that was my Tiffany Co. experience. But when I was working in the shopping centre, I remember seeing parents with their little kids, helping their kids pee in like water bottles because all the toilets had broken down and everything was mayhem and nothing was functioning because there were so many shoppers and consumers. So, yeah, I just think everyone seems to lose their mind.
I'm adding this to my list of a successful birthday party. So if Christmas is Jesus's birthday party, my list of successful birthday party is a toilet is broken.
Yeah.
The popo comes.
Someone's holding someone's hair up. Someone gets kissed like Drew Barrymore and never been kissed.
Now, adding to my list, people pissing in jars and bottles. I think that's
disgusting.
I think that's a successful birthday party and Jesus done something right.
So I was probably at the biggest birthday party of the Southern Hemisphere, if that's the metaphor.
Yeah. Well, he was I think the most Capricorn thing about Jesus was that he actually, that whole carrying the cross, like people try to kill you, they put you in a cross, but he still like walked with it for a few kilometers. Like in Jerusalem, there's like the 11 or the 9 stops that he made. So he like took his, and that's a very Capricorn thing to do. Like I have an opinion, I'm gonna share it. I need to say the last thing. And another Christmas hero, I say, if you can't mention Christmas without saying Jesus, you also can't mention Christmas without saying Mariah Carey.
Oh my God, of course.
All I Want for Christmas Is You. And she's an Aries, a proud Aries. And I think as an Aries, Mariah has given us so many Aries moments. We all know that gif of when they ask her about what do you think of Jennifer Lopez, and she says, I don't know her. I don't. And she gives this look.
And I can't think of anything worse to say to a Leo as prominent as J-Lo, then I actually just don't know who you are.
And she gives that Aries look of like, I don't know her. And her look is just like,
love it.
I know her. And she also...
She's harsh.
When she was talking about, when she was on American Idol fighting with Nicki Minaj. And it's funny, they're both fire signs. The Aries really find it hard to deal with Leos and Sages. And she goes, and Nicki said something and she goes, you know, I have a number one. Not everyone has that. Not everyone has that. And because Nicki didn't have that.
Oh my gosh.
She has so many Aries moments. And I think one of the moments that she often doesn't get is recognition for the fact that she writes and produces all of her songs, including All I Want for Christmas Is You. So whenever you see All I Want for Christmas Is You going to number one every single year, Mariah Carey is raking it in. And she is an Aries, she mentions that often. She's like, I write and produce all my songs.
So basically Christmas is just an opportunity for one Aries to clean up, to get like billions of dollars of revenue.
Yeah, and one Capricorn to stay in the conscious.
Relevant.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of Jews to feel unsure of where they belong in the community.
Yep.
And obviously many other cultures and many other people that don't celebrate Christmas or are celebrating their all beautiful faiths.
Yeah, also some Christians I feel like don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, I mean in Australia all people seem to do is play cricket and eat coleslaw.
That's yum.
Yeah.
When I lived in Jerusalem, I would go on Christmas night to the church in the Christian quarter because, as I said, I love enjoying cultures as I am in a movie, as I'm in the role of the star. And it would give like free chai and the bells will ring. And it was just like such a magical experience, Christmas time.
Which, yeah, I'm just thinking back to the Jewish New Year when people's in the Sephardi synagogue, they start screaming, who wants to buy a good deed? And people start screaming, $50, $600, $8,000. And I'm like, wow, very different sense
Yeah.
of peace and
Instead of-
tranquility.
Instead of buying presents to each other, we're buying good deeds instead of other people. We're
Yeah.
fighting over
Yes.
buying the good deeds.
Now, when we just spoke about Mariah Carey being the ultimate Aries, and also her song All I Want for Christmas Is You being the ultimate Aries lyric,
Yeah.
how would you think that song would have been written if it was written by a water sign or an air sign or an earth sign?
So all I want for Christmas is, I think all I want for Christmas for the water signs will be like all I want for Christmas is to be heard. All I want for Christmas is
To cry.
for you to acknowledge my existence.
Yeah.
To cry. All I want for Christmas is a compliment about my personality.
Oh my
What
God.
about other signs?
So I think the darling air signs, who obviously, I'm part of them, and I've gotten a lot of hate this week for being a Gemini from strangers and well-wishers. Anyway. So I think it would be all I want for Christmas is a sense of greater stability and, an end to my existential doubt and crises.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty accurate. For
Or a
the-
book. I feel like they would
A
also
book?
appreciate a good book.
I mean, all the kind of lame comments out there are like, a good internet connection because we love to communicate. But I just
Yeah.
feel like as long as there's a sock or a door handle to talk to, we'll be fine. We don't need
Yeah,
that
it's
much.
interesting the connection. Everyone mentioned connection, communication, but also the air signs have such a strong sense of distant, needing their own space, being a bit detached.
True.
I like how astrology has the it's always a balance. If you're the most communicative, you crave the space. If you're the most fire signs. All I want for Christmas is a text, a hot text, a sext, a crazy night out. All I want for Christmas is... What do they
I
want?
don't know. To burn something down.
All I want for Christmas is to burn something down. The earth signs. All I want for Christmas is
To be at home.
to be at
with
home
my friends.
or to receive a plan for the next year.
Yeah, for the next 35 years.
To know the sitting order in the Christmas dinner. I feel
Yeah.
like if you're hosting a Christmas dinner, maybe send an outline of where everyone's sitting to all of your earth sign.
Oh my gosh, all you
Friends?
Taurus and your Virgos. Well, look, let's just say thank God that an Aries wrote that song. Mariah, we love you. You've done an amazing job.
And she's not the only one who sang Christmas songs, We all know
Yes.
Mariah, but not many people know that Britney has this Christmas song that's called My Only Wish This Year. It sounds like every other song. Her only wish that year is obviously a partnership, a relationship, like all the other songs. But she also just posted on her Instagram her rendition of another Christmas classic, which is A White Christmas. And if you didn't take our recommendation from a few episodes ago to go and check out Britney's Instagram, we're going to give you a taste that I'm sure will make you want to go for more.
And before playing it, we'll just, for those that aren't watching the video version of this episode, she has put on the filter of her Instagram thing, reindeer ears.
Yeah, like the filter. And the best part is that Instagram, the filter recognize also her neck as a face. So
It's a bit weird.
at some moments you can see the reindeer horns and the ears also on her neck as well as on her face. She obviously didn't care and she posted it. And let's just enjoy some Christmas carols. Carols.
Carols.
Sorry, that's English as a second language,
Yeah,
guys.
no, I'm not laughing.
Well, you just did, but that's okay.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. So she's certainly feeling the energy of
The Christmas spirit.
Amazing.
Well, she's a Sagittarius. She doesn't give a shit about anything.
About quality control.
Okay, Christmas is here. This is not an easy time. It's a fun time. It's a holiday time, but it's also confronting a lot of free time, a lot of time in your home, family, triggers,
Things
triggers,
shut down,
triggers.
people go away.
So, what can people do to stay a bit healthy, mentally and physically during the holidays?
Well, I'm glad that you asked that, Itai, because obviously if there's anyone better equipped to talk about self-care and mental balance and well-being,
Is the crazy
I
Gemini?
think we're terribly equipped for this, but we always give it a go. So yes, it's a stressful time, but I think, so my usual approach to any stressful family related or Christmas related things is to quote unquote skip town. And I think maybe it's an air sign thing or a Gemini thing, but I love knowing that I can quote unquote skip town. Now, does that mean you have to actually skip town? No. Like, you might not have a car, you might not have time off work, you might be obligated to go to your family events, as I am often obligated to do, but you can just tell people that you're gonna skip town, or just tell people I might skip town, and then you're a maybe attending. You don't know if you can come, or you're gonna leave early, you're gonna come late. You kind of have this
Love
outlet, and you know, maybe you can just go for a drive or hop on the train. Like, those things don't shut down with the end of the year. So that's one option.
So just to make it a bit clearer in my mind, you're saying you can either physically skip town or you can mentally skip town.
Yeah, like dissociate.
Dissociate. And also you're saying
Which I'm
you
actively learning how to not do, you know, therapeutically week by week. However,
In the
sometimes
meantime.
you gotta stick with what you're good at.
Yeah, and also you're saying drop hints that you're skipping town. Maybe
Yes.
people gonna give up on asking you what you're doing because
Exactly.
in their minds.
I'm not here, or I might not be here, but you don't know. And if you see me on the street, it's just someone with dark hair. You didn't know me.
Wow, as I said already, you teach me something new every day.
Every day. Every day, and myself. Another kind of self-care survival mechanism which might be of value for those who haven't watched Ariana Grande's acceptance speech on the Billboard Woman of the Year Awards. Listen to it, watch it now. It is an amazing, inspiring 4-minute speech where she is accepting an award and she's talking to people saying, hey, this has actually been, in terms of my career, the most successful year of my life. She's nailing it. She's popular. She's winning all these awards. And however, she acknowledges that it's coincided with one of the most difficult periods of time in her life as well. So where there's been great challenge and great trauma and difficulty and grief, she's transformed that into her career, into making music that help other people feel okay.
There's something about that Cancerian emotional intelligence that I was watching your video and I just felt, thank you. Like,
yes, literally.
thank you to stand on this stage and receive this huge award and saying, I'm a bit of a mess, or I'm not perfect, my life isn't perfect. Because we grew up looking at people thinking they're so perfect. Another thing you can do in the holidays is go to the movies. And a movie you can watch is on one of our faves, J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh my gosh.
Jennifer Maria Lopez, I'm pretty sure her middle name is. Or no, sorry, it's Jennifer Lynn Lopez. And I remember that because that's Britney's.
Yeah, Maria's the name of her in the film.
In the film, her name is Maria de la Vargas. And what a fucking good movie.
It's unbelievable. It's so positive. It's like slightly feminist.
And I think she's playing a Leo in a movie, which
Yeah.
is great because she's just, in all her movies, she's playing versions of herself. But this one is something else. Go see it. I'm not exaggerating by saying it is a revolutionary movie. Redefines rom-coms and redefines the star signs as we know them. Even though she's a Leo and Vanessa Hudgens is obviously an Aries, which I'm not going to tell you the spoiler, but even though there's some circumstances, she still wants to compete and she still doesn't care. She just wants to win.
Yes.
Such an Aries. Just watch it. Do yourself a favor. But yeah, if you feel a little bit stressed, go home, take your iPad, take your phone, go to the movies, watch something, disassociate. Watch this episode on Instagram if you want. And I think
Do all those things. And another thing that you can do is, if you're feeling a bit stressed during this time, you can look forward to the live episode of Astrology Roast, which is currently in development, I should say. We're very, very excited. So, there will be a kind of little bit of a break, but we will be back bigger than ever next year with a live episode on January the 12th. So super excited to have something where all of our beautiful listeners can either watch in the internet or in the world out there, or our listeners in Melbourne can come and hear us and learn all of this stuff. So really, really excited about that. We are going to be uploading and including everyone via our Instagram at Astrology Roast. So if you have any questions, if you want to just keep tabs about the show and how to watch it and how you can be involved, please add our Instagram at Astrology Roast, because we really want you all to be involved.
We want to thank you for a beautiful year, 2018, and starting this podcast and having all of the listeners that communicate with us. It's been such a huge experience and pleasure. I personally can't wait for 2019 when we're back with new episodes weekly, as we do. Thank you. Message us if you have anything you want to ask for the live event, as Karen mentioned. Happy New Year.
We love you and we appreciate you. We see you. We feel you. And Chag Sameach, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas, Crazy Kwanzaa, and may you all live your best lives. And remember, just go to a cold cinema if you need a break from your family. Just sit there, eat a pizza by yourself. It's awkward.
Everything will be okay. Thank you for listening to Astrology Roast.